Okay, scoot.
Okay, I'll move. Are we good? Everybody? Dr. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, 6th grade English. I'm very excited to get today's lesson started. How's everyone's day going? Good, bad, so-so? Good, okay, great. So today our objective is students will read The House of the Scorpions so they can analyze how Matt and other characters are introduced, illustrated, and elaborated using examples from the text. So unfortunately, I don't have access to give each and every one of you a book. However, I did supply some examples of the text that I screenshotted that are on some next slides, so you'll get to read them from there. Ms. Bennett, why are we doing this? We're doing this because it's important for you guys to see how an author develops their character throughout the novel, not just physically, but you'll need this in upper Englishes as well when you're starting to see how the characters develop personality-wise and their strengths and their struggles. So our activity and our task, like for right now, is we're going to read and we're going to think about how we imagine Matt, not just Matt, but you can also imagine other characters as well. Something that I think is also really interesting is that Nancy Farmer introduces all of her characters in almost as if it's a script, which is completely different from a normal novel that you'll probably read in 6th grade. At this time, you're probably reading normal paragraph books. This is about like a script and a play, and I think that's really interesting, and 6th graders might find that cool. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to read this. There's 3 slides with text on it. Just give me a thumbs up when you're done reading so that I know. Shelly, are you good? Is everybody good? Is everyone? Okay, awesome. We're going to move on to the next slide. So you don't have to read every single sentence. The goal is just to get an idea for the task that we're about to do together. Okay, so I do want to pay some pretty close attention. So this is just an example that I can provide for you guys right now. So again, we're keeping more on the physical aspect, but if you want to do more, you're more than welcome to do that for when the task comes up. But let's just start from about, like right here. What does Stephen look like? It sometimes took a long time to steer Celia to the things Matt wanted to know. In this case, the names of the children who'd appear outside the window. He's 13, big for his age, sandy hair, blue eyes. That must have been the boy, thought Matt. Right now, the Mendozas are visiting Amelia's 13, too. Very pretty with black hair and brown eyes. That must be the girl, Matt decided. She at least has good manners. Her sister Maria is about your age and plays with Tom. Well, some might call it play. Most of the time, she winds up crying her eyes out. So as you can see, the author introduces these characters using their physical attributes. So he's 13, that's an age, but that gives you kind of the, what a boy looks like around 13. He's big for his age, he's got sandy hair and blue eyes. That's not Matt, but it is another character that I thought was, it really shows how they break down that character. Here's another one. You don't have to read this if you don't want to. If we want to jump into the task, we can. Or if you'd like to read this, go ahead. All right, is everybody good? Are we free to move on? Charles, you good? Okay, so now it's time for the task. I'm really excited about this. So you guys are gonna work together using examples that I have provided on the screen, as well as other resources that you wanna use. So like for example, the screenshots that I provided, literally I got from Google Books. So if you just Google the House of the Scorpion, you can go and pull up the book yourself and pick some more if you'd like. Because in the classroom, I would hope that the students have already read some. We would have read some of this in class already, so they would have already established some of these things. But again, you're welcome to use whatever resources you desire. I will be walking around, so if you have any questions during this time, please feel free to ask. Basically, what I want you to do is to get out a piece of paper and something to write with, and you guys will pick a character. It doesn't have to be Matt, it can be any of them. And I want you to kind of draw what you think that the character looks like, and you're more than welcome to, once you pick your character, to find a partner and work together to find that textual evidence and build those characters together so that you guys can kind of get an idea and share perspectives. Are there any questions? Scorpion. Okay.
What was that site you said again? The book?
It's just a Google. So just Google The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer, and then it should show up as a link to go to the Google Books. Would you hear? And then it should show up as like a tool kind of thing. Yeah, and then you should be able to read a little bit. Try it now. And then there it is right there. You can read at least 45, I think. How many of you have read The House of the Scorpion? Anybody? Raise your hand if you've read it. Really? Nobody's read The House of the Scorpion. It's a wonderful book. I highly recommend it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I just read about it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's really interesting. It introduces a lot of good vocabulary that I think would work well in a 6th grade classroom. pull up some of the screenshots from earlier's read?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know which one you want, or do you want me to just pick one? Oh, I can do that. Is this one all right? Can you read this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Who did you choose?
I did pull up an example on the board if you need something, and you can't find it on your own resource, or you just don't have the resources available to you. I have this one pulled up, and you're welcome to partner up with someone who does have the resources that may not.
I have Sam Lee,
Liv, do you want
the Guardian. This be big and
Do you need
scary.
help? Or you can do it?
Yeah, I just went to the.
I don't. Where is he at?
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's another option. Yes, yes. What was it? Another resource to use is lit charts. It explains each character pretty well, so you're welcome to use that resource as well. Liv was the one who brought that up, so
That's
thanks,
right.
Liv.
The characters.
Which one is this one? Amelia? Okay. When you draw her, do you mind writing down the quote that you used? Okay. Make sure that you're putting down at the bottom of your picture the quote that's describing that character as to why you drew your character that way. And then if you're using another resource and not using the textual evidence, at least cite your source so that I know that you found it from somewhere credible. Ladies, how are we doing over here?
Trying to draw.
You picked your character?
Yeah.
He's my favorite
Yeah.
character in the whole book.
Yes, I'm just going.
Are you drawing too? She's drawing notes. So has everyone picked their character? Who picked Matt? Did anybody pick Matt? What'd you pick?
Amelia.
You picked Amelia. Shelby, didn't you pick Amelia?
Did.
Do you want to go sit over there and draw, or are you good with your drawing?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I mean, I can just say it for a minute.
Can I check it out if you care?
She's smiling because she's not scared.
Yes. And in the book, she has a really, really good, it's actually like, it's not even like the good form of character development, it's like a bad character development because she wants not to ruin the book for you.
That's good.
It's really good. She's not the only one. There's a lot. The book is good.
I don't know what an Egypt is.
And Egypt's actually something that would be defined in the lesson. So it says in the book that Egypt is somebody who has been cloned and has no mind for themselves. So they're programmed to simply do what they're ordered to do. Yep. Awesome. You should be an art major.
Can I draw?
Y'all are so good, so talented, little artists. Don't forget that there's markers over here, and like highlighters and stuff. So if you want to make it all, can they do that? Dr.
Yes, please do.
There's colored pencils, crayons, all sorts of stuff over here if you want to make them look all cute and pretty and handsome and big and buff. Because I know someone's doing Tim Lin. Are you really? So is B, if you want to work with her, she's doing Tim Lin.
Like literally is.
Yours looks better than mine.
We'll stick track of everything.
I literally
Are you
have
using the lip
curly
chart?
hair. Yeah, lip chart.
Okay, yeah,
Same
that's
here.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Who'd you pick?
Tom,
You picked Tom. Okay, can you tell me why you picked Tom?
because it was very descriptive of his character. And then even down here it says that his characterization shows how even a morally bankrupt human can hold a higher standing in society
picture is terrible.
Hey, it's better than mine. Look, you look scary.
Yours
Cause it's
looks
fake.
good. Yeah,
It's
I
like
tried to give him some scars.
It's like at first I forgot about the scars. I like drew a smiley face and then it said he was intimidating. I was like, oh, he's probably frowning.
Yeah.
And I tried to. I got a little scar on his forehead.
Yes, and he
I have a
uses-
little
yeah, it's-
one of those gashes.
Yeah.
But
You had to get some
interesting.
stitches
It's
on.
good. It's a good read.
It's alright.
Y'all are doing so good. Please keep up the good
Addison?
work. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not going over.
Okay, you're probably good.
Okay. Ladies, we good? Wow. Wow. Y'all are doing so good.
Okay.
Ooh, I like the necklace.
Things you hold up. That's burning hands.
I literally can't even draw a circle, so that's really good. Once everyone's pretty much finished, can I get a thumbs up? Do you guys want to kind of converse a little and kind of talk about not only why you chose your character, but also kind of describe the character and show each other the drawings and stuff? Little discussion. Let's get that going. And then when you guys finish up over here, can y'all discuss?
Yeah, I
Okay.
chose him because like his character like wasn't talked about up there, and then it was really descriptive in that he had curly
Really
hair,
blue eyes.
and yeah, it was like descriptive in the way, not only the way he looks, but also like the background for the way he is and why he is that way. So I felt like,
Two great minds
interesting.
think alike.
And then the fact that he's the bodyguard goes
Yeah.
to show, you know, he has to be muscular, strong.
I was looking at the girl though at first, like Felicia, or
Yeah.
I don't know what her name is. I'm assuming Felicia, but because that was descriptive, or that was more so descriptive of her ways.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I could just abstract that, but then I was like, that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I just read them because Steven.
Yeah.
You
Hey, if it works.
Yeah. So, it's been a look up there.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Okay, can everybody listen to Holly? I just really like the way that she drew hers out using the description that she was given.
Okay, y'all don't be jealous of my artwork, okay?
She's talented, y'all.
I cannot help how good I am at this. But this is Celia, and she is Matt's caretaker, I guess, and she's a religious woman, but she also poisons Matt so that he can't be an organ donor. So she has a bottle of poison and a cross, and up there it said she was angry, so at this moment she's angry, but she's a motherly figure.
I love that. I love that she didn't even just use it didn't have to give her a description of, oh, Celia's 4'5" with big red full lips. She used things that the book described of her doing, and she showed it in her drawing. I really like that. So good job, Holly. Back to discussion.
To converse with others.
Yes. If you guys can holla, yell a little.
Oh, that's a good move.
Y'all are so good. Y'all are doing great.
We all know I can't draw. You see my handwriting. You see this guy with the So I chose to do, oh my gosh, what's his name?
She's the older sister.
Tamlin. So that he was big and buff, and that he was also intimidating.
And I
So
used a quote
he's-
that she
You know the
described
purple.
the
It's
humanized
got blue
dogs
eyes.
as a bad
But he has
animal,
blue eyes,
and
curly
so
hair,
when
and he's the
they
bodyguard.
Instead of telling
So,
us where they are,
I
she
told,
said
I
they
got my
were
information from
bad.
Lit so that's how I got all the physical description. But then in Lit they was also saying stuff like,
Alright, we chose
he was like,
Tom.
he had stuff done to him, so he's
Tom.
bitter, but then someone comes into his life and makes him, not like for
Right, guys, but,
like
okay.
take
Alright, Tom is described, he
blame for
has
like,
red hair
just,
and blue
yeah,
eyes.
recall, I don't know.
He,
Yeah.
just like his father,
That's fine.
he is an illegitimate son. He's cruel and vicious. He kills animals and torments Matt and Maria as who they were children. So I have him holding a knife and one of the magnifying glasses, and he's like setting ants on fire with the magnifying glass. And
They're
he's
very wealthy, so
and he's
family.
vicious.
Yes.
I love the eyes, vicious eyes.
I also did Matt, obviously. We did together. And so you know everything about him, but it said that he's fake polite, like he acts like he's a really good person, but he's not. So then
I love that. Very good job.
This is a steak, and he's making the dog go for it, but he's not gonna do it.
Yes, Tamlin. Awesome. Okay, well, if everybody's done, you're welcome to make your way back to your table, and that would be the conclusion of this task. So good job, everybody. Thanks for your participation.